Gosh, I'm gonna have to edit
Do you have a fetish? Yeah, you have to edit all this out.
Tabitha's like, well, what kind?
You have to
Totally
edit all
over.
this out.
Take all this shit out.
It's over.
We're off the
What does this
rails.
mean?
It's been like 8 minutes of bull.
We're fucking off the rails.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Table for Five with No Reservations. Take a seat at the table for a fresh, sweet, salty, tart, and pleasantly bitter conversation.
Thank you for taking a seat at the table. We are on our No Reservations episode of our 9th series, All the Love. So tonight at the table, I have Kimberly McIsaac.
Hello.
Jen Dunn.
Hello.
Rachel Flanagan.
Hey, everyone.
Tabitha Cabrera.
Hello.
And me, Jamie. I can't believe we're done with our 9th series. Oh, and Jen's wearing my shirt that says Be the Love.
Yay.
So tonight we're going to kind of wrap up this series and talk about what our favorite parts of this series were and try to keep it a lighter. I think our intention with this series was to be a little bit lighter, and then it
That's always our intention.
And we talked about our kids, our marriage, and the storytelling.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Rach, what was your favorite part of this series?
You know, I have like too much smile and then all the feels all at the same time. This one's been hard for me because, as you said, Jane, we were trying to keep it light, and then suddenly life is happening, and the link that connects us can just make it hard. And so, while I love to talk about who I am versus who I feel like I should be in terms of loving myself, that was a hard one for me that week. It's, mental health matters kind of stuff. And that can get heavy. I feel like I'm really proud of where Billy and I are. So it's nice to always talk about the relationship stuff, but I don't know if I was as complimentary as I should have been on that one. And then communication and all the love is like Celie's jam. So I guess that's probably it. But to be frank, and we're sitting at the table, so we do that here. I have no idea what I said when I was talking about Celie feeling the love because I cannot remember 3 weeks back. So whatever. I'm sure that was my favorite. We feel the love in the plan of
Our No Reservations is that we can't remember.
Yeah.
It's a real. We
We
can't.
don't know what happened.
This is not
Not a
brought to you
clue,
by
actually.
We've
fish
all
oils or anything
Listen
else.
to these episodes at least 3 or more times.
20 times here.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened.
What about you, Kimmy? Can't remember. Just so you guys know, Kimmy's looking hot tonight.
We are
Oh my God, yes.
right at the wrap up.
What, baby? I'm on a podcast.
What was the question again?
And you're
What
not
was
on
my-
mute.
Sorry.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite part of the series?
I really like the storytellers.
Yes.
They had me crying. I mean, Hannah had me tearing up. Aubrey had me bawling. I mean, and Lexi was just laughing at me.
Lexi made me cry for
Yep,
sure.
she made me cry too. But obviously, I had already listened to that one a couple of times, so they're just so relatable. Anyone who hasn't listened, it's the storytellers. It's a sibling edition where siblings talk about their experiences having a brother or sister with special needs, and some of them had older siblings, and some had younger siblings, and I mean, it just got me.
It's so cool to hear how the love shakes out.
Yeah.
The siblings sometimes have a raw deal, and they're, I think, the least recognized. Everyone knows, oh, moms, how do you do it? You guys, blah, 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 blah. We get, some sort of recognition. Obviously, the children themselves, I think the siblings just kind of get a little bit cast aside. So I think it's really good to be able to spotlight the siblings. I think it's really important.
And they're the sweetest relationships. And it was like cool that they were all, that was my favorite too, that they were all kind of different ages, or all their siblings were different ages. So just how like different each one was, and kind of being able to see like the younger ones, maybe their future, of like how it could be, like how Amanda has taken that and made her whole career out of helping people with
Yeah.
Yep.
so sweet. And how Lexi wants to be a nurse to help people.
It's just, it's like tears of like, because it makes you so heartbreaking, but it's so heartwarming at the same time. So it's like
Mhm.
you're just getting hit with both
All the feels.
things. Yes, yeah.
I was listening to the episode and Celie, to the storyteller one, and Celie goes, I had my headphones on, and she walks up to me and she touches my face and she goes, "It's all right. You can feel all the things at once. Totally normal." Like, all right. Well,
Nailed it.
good.
What about you, Tabs? What was your favorite part?
I love the storytellers. I love it every time. I really do. I love the storytellers, other people's perspectives, but also I really loved listening to the storytellers after talking about my kids' relationship in the Love Needs No Words episode, like the way that they interact with each other, because I wonder in the future if my kids will recognize each other's struggles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or strengths, you know, in a different way. And so it's cool to hear like these siblings looking in from the outside. I loved that.
Remember when, was it Aubrey that said, my job really started the day my mom brought my sister home? And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, like immediately just like, oh my,
Yeah.
oh,
Well, and I think they
I
all
want to
had
buy
a,
Celia's sister.
they all had a common thread of like being able to talk so poignantly about the struggles that they observed, but also the ownership of the responsibility,
Yeah.
you know, like without it being a burden to them in the way that people might think that from viewing, you know, like even us, our worries as parents is that our kids feel that like it's a different lifestyle,
The weight.
the weight of it. Yeah. But it didn't, like, none of the stories came off that way. It all came off kind of like, it's okay. This is who we are.
And
that's
so
what I think,
gentle.
that's-
Yeah.
It's like every situation has their hardships and their hard times and some burdens, but the overall feeling is not that, which I think is the perspective that comes off, which is nice.
Yeah. And I don't think we think of it as a burden, but like other people from the outside who don't understand the view from the inside, that might be their perception of the situation. And none of the siblings described it that way, which was,
Well, it's just like the purest love, because it's like, no matter what, this is hard for us. We weren't born into this. This happened later in life, or
Yeah. as an adult.
later in
Yeah.
life. But we lived a life, we had an adulthood, but this is kind of all they know. And it's like so pure, beautiful how they're like, yeah, of course. Like, I'm sure none of those parents, and you know, they're not like, hey, you have to take care of your sibling when you're older, but they want to take that on, like each one of them. Like like with my daughter, I never want to put that pressure on her, like, oh, this is your job, you have to take care of your brother. I just hope, and I think she will, she just loves her brother so much that she'll want him. That was,
I tell my kids, there's 3 of you, one of you is taking care of her, so just gotta figure out which one of you it is. Sorry,
That's the ticket,
I don't
Jamie. You
wanna,
have to have 2
put
more to
this
share the
pressure
weight,
on you,
or
but
I am.
that's it. Sorry, but I
But I am. Yeah, for me, it was the storytellers. I mean, it started with Hannah. And she talked about, and I chuckled because she talked about, you know, when she'll go on a date and they'll say, do you have a sibling? She'll right away say, yes, I have a, you know, brother Alex. And then when she drops the autism word, she said that, you know, a lot of common reactions is people saying or mentioning every single person in the world
That
that
cousin.
the
Yeah.
cousin knows
Yeah.
someone with autism. And I chuckle, I was driving and I would chuckle because that's just, I think, a natural reaction for people. So I actually related to that part of it. Kaya's dad, he listened to them and he messaged me back and he said, that Olivia's sister is fierce AF. Like it was that he could feel the protection that she had through it. And then, I mean, I was in tears with Lexi. I mean, I actually started crying with Hannah and I actually didn't stop the whole way through. And that one, I mean, I don't have any other children, but I don't know why, but that specific one really, really got like pulled me by my heartstrings. And I think that, and I want to be very clear when I say this, I know that other siblings aren't responsible for them, but I always wondered, you know, if I had another child I think it's a little bit of that. I want to be clear. No one's burden is eased by this, but there's another person there, you know, a sibling that, like Kim
Jen,
said,
I
listen,
disagree. I
you don't
think
get a choice.
I absolutely think it is, just because you have the comfort of knowing that there's somebody,
Yeah.
even if they couldn't take them on fully, that there's somebody that's going to look out for them and advocate for them and protect them.
Yeah, I just, you know, some people are like, and I say that because I don't want anyone to, you know, get offended, like, well, just because I have a neurotypical child doesn't mean that child's going to care for my special needs child. And I know a lot of people feel that way, where they feel that's not that other child's responsibility. But like you just said, Kim, like, I just feel
I'm
like
just being honest.
yeah, there's comfort in there. I do. I believe there's comfort there. I would think there's comfort there for me.
I just have to put out there, my sibling of my child is 3. I don't know how she's going to turn out.
This one's a wild card. This little
I have all my eggs and 2 baskets, and who knows what's going to happen.
And I really not sure how that's gonna go.
We might
So
put
yeah, that was
Sealy
my
in her
favorite
basket,
one for
too.
sure.
My sister always says, I'll take care of her. Like she'll never, but I'm like, you're 6 years younger than me. It's like,
You're on the-
you'll
Listen,
be
Mary,
80,
you're right.
you
You're
know.
coming up soon after me. It's fine. But Kimmy, I'm glad you said that because you disagreed, but you agreed with what I was saying. Like
Yes.
you understood without getting. So I'm very happy about that. Yeah.
I just feel like that it's just another weight, you know,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
because who knows what could happen. We can't tell the future. My children are, I mean, 17 and 19, my younger girls, who we don't know what obstacles they're going to be faced with throughout their life. I'm just hoping between the three of them, they'll be able to find a way. I mean, Lexi is the assumed one that will probably take care of her, like it's already been talked about a lot, but who knows what life will throw, right? You just really don't know what can happen.
Right.
So, I mean, she already has asked questions even when she's 13. I have to find a boyfriend that'll be okay with this. Like she's,
Yeah.
and she's
I have
like,
a podcast
"Do you
episode
think,
she can send for the first date.
Actually,
Let's
tell
go
her
back.
if she's taking interviews. Auntie Jen first. I'll take a husband. Okay.
Yeah,
So
she-
it's a 2
but
for
like
1 deal.
like she thinks about these things. Like she asked my sister, like, do you think mom would be okay if like somebody watched her? And it's like, because nobody watches her. It's always been, I had my parents, and then when they really couldn't do it anymore, I had the kids
You're like,
older.
yes,
So like
and you'll need to have a house full.
I've never had somebody outside the house have to watch her. Like it's just nothing that we've had to do. So obviously when, but it's just, she's already thinking about these things for the future, figuring out how she's going to work. And
I
have a
like that she's
family.
assuming that you're gone. Just go with me here. Let's be loose about this. She's assuming you're gone. She's assumed position of caregiver, and she's still terrified of you. This is perfect. This
Well,
is
I'm like,
you're parenting so well.
You've nailed it, Kimmy. You nailed it.
Don't F with
I
them on the
will
phone, I'm
haunt you
telling
if you leave her with a sitter. God damn it.
Ghost Kimmy. Ghost Kimmy.
But I mean, I just think it's really cute. These are things that she's like
That's
thinking
great.
about.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fantastic.
I thought this whole series was great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
too.
So good.
Turns out, as now I'm remembering.
It's actually really good. We did a good job. Yes.
We've done well, yeah.
Yeah.
So we thought tonight we wanted to keep it loose and fun. If you are new to the podcast and haven't gone back and listened, No Reservations is usually the final episode of the series. And we usually are a little more cut loose, but that could mean a lot of things where we're like angry cut loose or we're having fun, but it's a little less edited. And tonight I thought we would do just like a little fun question game based off our love series, kind of on the love theme, but a little sillier. I'm going to ask some random questions. First one, who was your first celebrity crush? Tabs, I'm going to go with you because I feel like you just know.
Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
She's ready.
Hands down, that
Is he
long,
still on your list?
beautiful hair and his ripped abs and his tattoos. Rock star. Number one.
Jen looks very excited to answer this.
Cameron.
Kurt Cameron.
Kurt Cameron.
Pains.
He was one of mine too. Growing pains.
Oh my God, I love this show. I was waiting for him every Tuesday night at 8:30. Yeah, that was mine. Kirk Cameron. Yeah.
You look
need
like
to-
you need a cigarette after declaring that. I'm just
I need to
Now
look
he's
up-
gone a little crazy, but back then he
Back
was
then.
definitely my cup of tea.
Free left behind. Kimmy, is that yours or do you have another one as well?
I can't really remember too much. I liked Corey Haim and Kirk Cameron, and like New Kids on the Block would probably be my like
wow.
music crushes. But that's as far back as I can remember. I don't know. I'm sure there's more. If other people say it, I'll probably be like,
You better
Oh,
not
yeah,
be thinking
I'm with you.
Jordan, okay? Because that is
Oh,
mine.
I
Okay,
like
you keep-
Jordan and Donnie. And
Donnie.
I met
Oh.
Jordan.
I
in the
talked to
band.
Donnie Wahlberg on the phone, okay? Before he had that other Jenny. No.
Well, Neil knew Mark. They used to ride bikes together. So.
stop.
Boston, yeah. The
Marky
Wahlberg.
Mark.
Yeah.
Marky Mark.
Oh, he's the guy who's going to play Billy in my movie. Is that the next question? I'm going to play Rachel.
Rachel, who was your crush?
Oh, I just was like a Stand By Me girl. Like a, like, I like
the
the guys
movie?
in Stand By Me. I
Me
like,
too.
like I
I
one
love
of my
that
only
movie.
VHS in my like
Oh,
bedroom
yeah.
was
me too.
Top Gun. So even though I knew he was super short, I was like, I want a guy who's gonna sing to me. In a
That
bar.
volleyball scene.
You know who?
Ooh, that
you know who
volleyball thing.
embarrassingly-
Yes.
embarrassingly I kind of was crushing on, which I don't even want to admit now because I think he's creepy, was Tom Cruise. But like way,
That's what I'm
way back,
saying.
so, like the
That's what he's
cocktail.
Maverick and Goose.
You
And,
guys have never felt older to me.
You're a Jamie.
The guy from Reservations. Did anyone ever say
Cocktail.
Now and Then? With
Now and
like,
then, yes.
yes, the blonde guy in that. He was in like a bunch of movies back then. That was like my first young crush. Like I did like Leo in Growing Pains. I did watch Growing Pains on like Nick at Night, and I thought young Leonard was really cute. But my first like during puberty like huge crush was Hayden Christensen in the first his first Star Wars, which I think is like the second of like it's episode 2 or whatever Star Wars. No, but that was like my first like I have to marry this man, and then like. The next one came out and he was way ugly, and then that ruined everything. But
I have to list 2 more since you guys went down this track.
Yeah.
Omar Epps, Love and Basketball.
Who is that?
Not a crush. He was on House. Oh, I love him.
So gorgeous. And the guy who was in 10 Things I Hate About You, he had an accent, also long hair. Gorgeous. I don't know his name.
Heath Ledger?
Was it Heath Ledger?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Still gorgeous.
Tabitha's
Really?
gonna have
Yeah.
bridesmaids in grunge plaid.
In that movie, he's hot. Like,
So hot in that movie.
oh, I love that movie.
There's so many others, but I don't know why I just can't think of their names.
JC
I'm
Must
not
not like.
backing out
Instinct too. I had a crush on him.
Mhm.
In
Must
Must
sync.
not like.
You've
like them
never
that
seen
much.
Nerdier and Younger to me. What?
Nerdier and younger. Your reference was from Star Wars.
Your youth
You're so
is
immature.
despicable.
At least I didn't say Harry Potter. That would be weird.
I
Okay.
didn't say Star
But it wouldn't be
Trek or what.
surprising.
Okay, now as an adult, if you had like a celebrity hall pass and who would you, if you had the hall pass celebrity, would you go for? My crush would be Idris Elba. And
I
Jen
would
could
sit
do
on
it.
Marky Mark's
She's
lap
not single.
today.
Jason
Yeah.
Momoa.
Mm.
Whoa.
I mean, Game of Thrones.
Whoa, she just blacked out. Now you've got a hot spot between your eyeballs.
Jason Momoa. If you hear me.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
No. Oh, yeah. No.
Because you're blonde and short. You're blonde and short, just like his woman in that. Anyway, next. That show's not PG-13.
This would not be for conversational purposes. Just the hall pass.
Just the hall.
She's going for abs, not brains. Is that what we're saying?
Conversational purpose.
This is just from gonna
Okay. Who else?
Come on.
next.
I don't really. I just like who it's. It's whatever I'm watching at the time. I love them in the moment, and then I move on to the next.
Oh my God, that means that Kimmy wants a Western. Are you still
I
watching
do.
Yellowstone?
So,
right now?
so right
Whoever it
now
is,
I'm,
he's in
I'm on
Wranglers.
Yellowstone,
Yeah.
and he's not even probably like attractive. It's just his whole character. I'm in love with his whole character, and it's Rip from the Yellowstone, and I just love him so much.
Everybody wants a cowboy. Save a
Mhm.
horse, ride a cowboy. That's what they say, Kimmy.
Did you watch Bridgerton, Kimmy?
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't
that-
watch that.
meet me outside, buddy.
He's not like manly enough for me. I need like a guy.
Yeah, she
You
could
reminded
Me
me of
too.
Dr. Phil, not of her.
I like the giant guys.
I also love I don't
Manly
even know what
guys.
his name is from Arrow. I really love him too. Anybody
love-
watch that show?
No, my sister did.
Me and the kids argue about him, and I'm like, he's actually closer to my age because he's like a lot older in real life than on the show.
Who would yours be? Rachel Flanagan?
Oh my God, I already went. First go, Marky Mark. Yeah, I would.
Still Marky Mark?
Currently,
I
it would
would-
still be Marky Mark.
I just love him. I mean, I don't go for that whole wake up at 3 a.m. and work out, but listen, we
She
didn't
just likes
say
the
I get to
accent.
leave my life. We didn't say I get to leave my life. I'm just adding somebody else into
No,
this
yeah,
picture.
it's
So
just,
like, if he's up at 3 to work out, he may as well take Celia to the gym so I can go to sleep, right? And then we have Marky Mark for dinner. And then he has Rachie Flanagan for dinner. What?
she uses
Sounds
her hall
great.
pass for respite.
Yeah. Oh, you seem nocturnal, so let's do it.
You're my hall pass.
Yes.
Your child for the
Think
next
about
couple
nursing.
hours. Jen, did you have anyone? Anyone from Young and the Restless? A president? And
I was like, I think Barack Obama's off limits, right? Because like, that man can dance. So like,
I take his wife
remember
too.
that inaugural dance? Just was hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I don't really have any celebrity crushes. No.
I have a second one. Not the main character. If you want to know.
You have none, so I have one more.
I will jump in Jed's slots.
Go for it, Jeff.
Not the character from Sons of Anarchy, but the friend, the big giant motorcycle friend. Do you know who I'm talking about? But the friend with.
You're pretty animated right now, Tabs.
Yep.
Someone needs a fan.
I may have seen this show more than one time.
Billy just knocked me off the boat to get her second man.
Seriously.
Like,
And Timmy's right.
All right, so we'll continue the blushing. Where did you lose your V card? So mine was on
location. On a couch.
Very boring.
Mine was very Montana, in a tent, in a rainstorm.
On top of a stick and a rock and see, that could go other
Was it with
places,
the
but I
cowboy?
meant in the
No, not a cowboy.
Was it with a cowboy?
I'm not going to state my age, but it was a young gentleman.
But she was also young.
I'm not going to state my age at the time.
With the young gentleman.
We're getting a lot of truth out of Tabitha Cabrera here on the podcast.
It's freeing.
I guess. I needed the laughs. Someone else go.
I lost my virginity. This is funny. And it was like 35 years ago and I'm still with the guy. So whatever. One time Billy Flanagan brought me on a date and he said we were going up to his parents' cabin.
Oh, I
and
remember this.
lo and behold, we get there. There's no cabin. It's a freaking camper, like a pop-up camper in the rain. During the not snow season when you can snowmobile and not during the summer season we can go on a boat ride. So I thought, oh my God, he's bringing me here to hooch up. And then suddenly we get inside. There's nothing to do besides to watch Good Will Hunting.
Oh, great.
I love that movie.
Me too.
Or Little Orphan Annie, not to F it up, Jen. I don't mean to F up Little Orphan Annie because we could not get it out of the freaking VHS of the camper. It was just, we were there to watch movies. And
the sun will come out tomorrow has a whole new meaning.
Sure does.
Little girls.
Welcome to Flanaville.
You will never know.
So we like get
the
back
tortures
in the car.
of the
I think you're gonna like it. I know you're gonna like it. Is that what he broke out in that song?
There
I
it
think
is.
she's gonna like it here.
Right in here.
It's a
Right
hot
here.
like.
See, I tried to give him all the secrets of his future, but he wasn't listening. He
He
just
wasn't listening.
brought this lady to the camper in the rain like it was some sort of freaking date. I mean, there wasn't even like dice for Yahtzee there. It was
And this
just,
was also Montana?
no,
Oh.
it was
Minnesota.
northern Minnesota. But listen, have a plan if you're bringing your girlfriend, because if you show up to a place, it sounds like it's an experience. And then there's nothing there besides like 2 queen beds and a VHS of Annie.
Well, I
We're
think he
supposed
was
to watch
the experience.
movies.
I mean,
Isn't
I think
this
he
what
brought
we're
his own
going for?
experience.
Yeah.
He brought his own experience.
Well, we
right?
get back in the car and it turns out he was as shocked as I was because he did not really expect that. He thought we were going to the cabin.
The cabin in quotation.
And if you want the full
I'm
story,
like, well, you're welcome.
you can scroll through previous episodes because I know the story's there.
That's
Oh
how it
my
went. Thanks for asking, Jamie.
Kim McIsaac.
So mine was in a bed. So
Oh,
you could
breaker.
call this person, I guess, my boyfriend for dignity purposes. But I was young in my teen years and he was older. So I snuck out of the house in the middle of the night to go over, taxi cabbed it there.
taxi
And-
cab.
yeah. Yeah.
You did.
There was no Uber then. There was no Uber.
There was no Uber. And yeah.
What'd you wear to sneak out that night?
Oh, got it. Well, I was actually at a friend's
Yes, you
house.
do. Oh.
So I was at a friend's house and my parents just thought I was staying over. And then I left and went,
Mhm.
hooked up, I guess. Is
You
what the
went
young ones
over.
would call it now. And I
You
don't know. what I was
Netflixed
wearing.
and chilled.
Probably jeans and a
Yes.
sweatshirt, I guess, would be what I was wearing. But yeah,
Not a
that
girl.
was my,
I thought
Jen-
that's a story. That whole relationship is another episode.
Oh my gosh.
to be continued.
TV. To be continued.
Jen?
TB, whatever that acronym is.
I don't know.
Out of a bed?
Mine was in a bed like Kimmy. Yeah, I had a house party, and yeah, my first love. Brought me a
Aw.
rose the next day,
Oh.
and then it just went downhill from there. That was it. The honeymoon was over. Yeah. I used to crawl through his window and watch him sleep at night.
I'm fine. Oh, God,
Yeah.
the freaking attorney just fell off her chair.
I used to, and do this the first time, but I used to
ended by now.
I used to crawl out my window and run down the street and call a cab.
I used to
climbed
crawl
out of
in
the
his
window,
window
got
while he
into the
was
window.
sleeping. Yeah.
Totally different.
I used to climb in his window.
This is where you put the disclosure from our attorney, Miss Cabrera.
Imagine Jen's climbing in a window as I'm climbing out of a window.
Jen is old enough for the statute of limitations to have worn
We
out
would
for,
not
for
recommend
this young
it
man.
for anyone to do
Not advice.
And we went from a window to a table.
His window.
and watch him sleep. Oh my God.
There was a boy I had a crush on, and from her house you could see into his house.
Oh.
But not his bedroom or anything, but like his living room when we would get binoculars and look into it from her window into his. So
Just
I
swing
did
it back
watch
fence,
him
Jamie.
while he sleep.
Windows
We don't know why you're such a wuss, but you could go all the way like Jen did.
Okay, this is so what's an annoying bedroom habit, but not like a sexy time bedroom habit, but something your spouse does that's really annoying. Mine is that he tries to cuddle me at night and I just want my space.
You're like, leave me and Harry Potter alone. God, Isaac.
I'll wait till he falls asleep and then I'll like crawl out and push him over.
Yeah.
I need my space.
Yeah.
My husband cracks
I
his
got nothing.
toes. He does this thing where he like, I think he takes his big toe and he reaches it over to the next toe and he uses it to crack it. So he goes
That's
all
weirdly
night long. And I want to chop it off with the axe that you almost bought Isaac for his birthday. I haven't yet. We're going on 23 years. He still has 10, but I'm just saying it's about to happen. I'm like one click away. And he knows it.
Nick likes to listen to videos, super quiet. Well, I have a podcast going and I literally want to explode 2 sounds of voices at the same time.
You two don't have it. I mean, where's
Earbuds?
where's your earpods, tabs?
There are so many earbuds in this house. So many earbuds.
I will say my husband does that too. Like he walks around. I'm like, I don't need to hear Bill Simmons
No.
throughout the house. Thank you. Kimmy?
Neil does a similar thing. It's usually only on the weekends, but he'll be like watching like TikToks or whatever videos he's watching, and I'm like sleeping, and I'm like, really?
Neil's on TikTok.
He goes, you do the same thing at night. I go, yeah, and I have the volume turned all the way down because I'll do stuff on my phone, but the volume's off, so
Yeah.
you can't hear anything. We're not like really headphone people, but yeah, it would be that, or like he tries to steal the good pillow.
Oh,
I'm like, this is my pillow. He's like, no, I always have this one. I'm like, no, you don't.
don't put your armpit spot on my face spot. Like, I don't want that. Like, I don't like the
Or
pillows.
the elbow in your
Come
face.
on. Yeah.
You have the life, Jen.
I got nothing to add.
She doesn't say I'm lonely nearly as much as we say, what the fuck are you doing? So I
Okay.
think she's got stuff figured out. What was your favorite date of your whole life? Like, what is the most like just totally your jam date of your whole life?
April 6, 2010, the day my daughter was born. Period. That's love.
Oh.
That.
That was very miscongeniality.
Wait, you Jimmy date as in date or
I
date?
meant like Jamie's
Date.
still dying.
Rolling on the floor, she's laughing.
Just so anyone
so hard.
knows, we can no longer see Jamie. We can only see her leg.
She's
Oh no,
gonna-
it's her arm.
I
Never mind.
meant like, yeah, he and her date. I mean, not to be all gender norms, but I love that.
Well, I'm the only one single one at the table. So back up my April 6, 2010, back 9 months, and there you have it. Boom. That's a great date. You want to know the truth? It happened at the Vancouver Fairmont.
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
I don't know.
Nothing really comes to
Mine's probably a concert, just because I love
Yes.
going to concerts. I think
Mhm.
probably the Rolling Stones. Me and my husband went on a date there. I guess that was like one of the best things ever, because I just always wanted to see them, and I had so much fun. And
Concerts are the best.
was
Nick
living
and I,
my life.
mine was Nick and I went to see Bob Marley and the Wailers. Well, just the Wailers, because you know what happened to Bob Marley.
You know.
But it was just the
Breaking
Wailers at the Wilma, which is an old theater in Missoula, Montana. Has the velvet seats and all the fancy stuff on the inside. It was so fun. We were so young. We'd only been together for like 6 months, maybe, or
Oh.
so. It was awesome. Loved it. So fun.
I'll say I can't really remember because we're just boring people. We like go to the movies, go to dinner. I mean, we had kids a year into our relationship, but I would say our first concert we went to was called the River Rave. It was an alternative rock concert that had like just multiple groups and stuff like that, like the Stone Temple Pilots, Godsmack, Cypress Hill were like a few of the people that were there, and a lot of people rushed the stage. Well, it was like a pit, like, so they rushed it, they broke all the barriers so then everybody could go down to like the front, which was pretty cool. A little scary, but it was pretty cool. And then so everybody got to be like right up front by the stage. And that was like our first concert we had been to. Like Neil was 29 when he went to his first concert. So and then we just went to concerts for like a year and a half straight. We just constant was like our thing. It was just like every time we turned around, we were going to another concert. So those are fun.
Love concerts.
Last concert I went to was Elmo Live. So it's been a long time. But I
I
did
know,
go
we
to the New
like-
Kids on the Block. And I did get to the stage, and I got right on to the stage, dangling from the speaker. And the big security guard picked me up, and he threw me into the people.
Oh my
That's
God.
awesome.
Yeah, well, I got so damn close.
I never got to
short
see
night.
them. I wanted to so bad, but I never got to see them.
My friend toured with them. It's actually kind of cool. But anyway,
I love that.
yeah, so that was a cool concert. I don't really do. I saw Michael Jackson.
Which was your best date?
I like those, like we've been talking about Stillwater recently. And that's like this little town in Minnesota that's right along the river. And there's all this history there, and there's all these shops and all these boutiques and all these restaurants and stuff. And so one of my favorite things is like a walk in Bozeman or a walk in Stillwater, where you get to like meander through this antique store for 40 extra minutes, or you have nowhere to go, so you get to sit down and look at the books at this place or whatever. And then just like mosey into a dinner, like one of those no expectation days that just keeps going.
Yeah.
I'd much prefer that to a schedule, but I don't know. I'm also such a rigid jerk that it's hard to get me flexible enough to enjoy one of those meandering walks lately. But
Nowadays,
I
I'm into the Netflix and chill.
True. Okay, here's a good last question. What do you love most about yourself? A couple people got teary-eyed, and Jed's face is like, what the is that?
I can answer that because I'm working on it. It's like an active goal of mine, and I can appreciate all that I've already done. And one of my favorite things is that I can like adjust my sails. I mean, you guys are my best friends, so maybe you wouldn't say that my sail adjusting is so quick on the dime, but I do feel like I can be flexible, and I'm grateful for that.
Maybe it's my Boston accent. No, just kidding.
Oh,
I
say
love
park
that.
the car.
Park the car.
Oh my God.
And get your mama bearness.
I guess my best attributes I would say are that I'm honest, I'm loyal to a fault, but I'm also a mama bear with not just my kids, but with anybody that is in my inner circle. So
Tabs or Jen, do you have one?
Go ahead, Tabs. You've been pretty anxious to add the thing tonight.
Any
not-
other fantasies?
Not
You got any
anxious, Chance.
fantasies about
Got
your
number
Tabitha?
3.
Her love of Jason Momoa is what she loves most about her.
One day we'll cross paths, Momoa. One day.
well, he's on the market.
Yeah, isn't he divorced or getting divorced?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Isn't he married to Lisa Bonet?
Yeah, they're getting
Was
divorced.
married.
Actually, sorry,
was-
Tabitha. They are officially back together. We should have
Um,
done
I just
Well-
have some news. Tabitha's also officially married.
a.
She's-
Yeah.
She is gorgeous, so I don't blame him. you know.
They've been hanging out again. Yeah, they're back, Deb.
Maybe
Like
they're just
Benifer.
consciously,
children.
maybe they're just
Wait, what?
consciously uncoupling.
Uncoupling.
We don't know the story. People, don't piss all over my hopes and dreams.
That's why I went to the celebrity thing. It's all I've got going on.
Okay, qualities I like about myself. I believe I'm highly resilient.
That you are, my friend.
That would be the quality I like best about myself. Bouncing on back.
Speaking of bouncing, your butt's pretty good.
I do have some junk in the trunk as well. Lady curves.
That's where Nora B gets it.
Yes, lady curves all around. I will say that I have a trustworthy face. People tell me things all the time.
Is that your attorney side? I have a trustworthy face.
I do.
Coming to a bus stop near you anytime.
No, I will say
yeah.
that I'm one of those people that I'm not like my sister. She's like a bombshell energy. Like you get her the minute you meet her. She draws you in. I'm kind of more like a slow gas type of gal. Like, but once you get to know me, you're in the circle, and you know the I have like lifelong.
To know you is to love you.
Oh, we're so sweet.
Jen.
You know, I don't know. Rachel mentioned boobs. No, no, you know what? I'm not. No, not a lot of things. But I will say, it's not that I love it about myself. I'm proud of myself and how far we've come in this full circle life of autism. So really, kind of reflecting back on that a lot lately with some stuff with her. So really, other than that, I got nothing. I can make a mean veggie stir fry. I don't know.
She has become quite the keto cook.
I'm a keto cook, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, expert truffle maker. That's right up there.
Tostada maker over here.
Hello.
That looked delicious.
I make one tomorrow.
That was Instagram worthy.
What about you, Jamie?
Thank you.
Very good friend.
I love.
It's hard, isn't it?
I mean, you have way better hair than Kenny G, so there's that.
No, I don't. There's so many split ends. I trimmed it a little today. It's not great. That I love my directness and honesty. Doesn't always pay off, but I love it. It needs me. So I don't know.
I love that too.
I have to say, I think we're all far more lovable than our ideas of ourselves.
I know, maybe we should
And
do a
we
round
all
table.
have a bigger worth.
But you know what? We were talking about how like we came together, like the 5 most polar opposite people in a group of 4,000 plucked out together. I mean, the fact that we ended up at this table together, the 5 of us, we are all so different on so many different levels, yet we're very similar in so many ways. Like,
Yeah, and it's funny, like we said before, we probably would have never been friends, like had we met like in real life. Like we probably would not have walked the same, we probably would not have crossed paths, if it kind of autism gives us that common age differences, where we live differences, how we
That's
live
been made clear
differences.
today.
Age differences. Yeah.
What did I say when you called me an
Many
old lady? I
people-
blacked out. What did you say?
You guys were just many people. I couldn't even imagine them young.
Oh my God. Straight I answered Stand By Me. And you're like, what the?
I don't think I've seen Stand By.
Oh my.
Oh, it's the best movie. I'm gonna make you watch it. I always tell my
Uh-huh.
kids, I'm gonna make you watch this. I'm gonna make you watch that. They're
I
like,
mean,
please don't.
love
Why
to
can't
see
I
it.
remember? So who was in that? Corey Feldman, River Phoenix. Yeah, he was a crush. too.
There was just this like, also the Newsies. I'm not that I was a particular, the Newsies, right? Like there's just this guy in tweed thing or
The haircuts.
the haircuts.
The newsy haircuts.
The newsy haircuts.
Well, anyway, I love you guys.
Love
This
you.
was fun. Hopefully people stuck with us. I don't know what this is going to end up as,
This
but
will be a 12-minute episode. You're welcome.
Yeah.
we're fun.
Basically.
But we have
Basically.
fun, which is always,
There's probably nothing usable.
this is all we have.
We hopefully
Um,
made you laugh on your drive, wherever you're driving
Yes.
and or cooking or working out.
And people say they always like when we just talk like this. So we'll see if you really.
So you're welcome, people. This is what you wanted.
Remember
This
to
is
love
love behind the scenes, people.
think today. I want you guys to think about what you love about yourselves while you're listening to this episode and after.
And if you don't really know what's going on in this episode, it's not you.
We didn't know either.
It's not you.
Bye.
It's us.
See you next time.
Bye. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us at the table for our 9th series, All the Love. Stay tuned for more, and while you wait, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Individually, you can find Rachel Flanagan at Flannaville.com, Flannaville on Facebook, and Flannaville3 on Instagram. For Kimberly McIsaac, you can find her at AutismAdventuresWithAlyssa.com, Autism Adventures with Alyssa on Facebook, and the same on Instagram. Jamie Ramos is at JamieRamosWrites.com, Jamie Ramos Writes on Facebook, and the same on Instagram. For Tabitha Cabrera, you can find her at pieceofautism.com, Piece of Autism on Facebook, and the same on Instagram. For Jennifer Dunn, you can find her at keepingupwithkaya.com, Keeping Up with Kaya on Facebook, and on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us at the table. We love having you and can't wait to sit with you again.